You guys, I'm going really, really slow. I need to go a little bit faster because we're on the freeway. And it's funny that they call it the freeway, considering the fact that all of the citizens in this country have to pay for it. We can't freely have our way. That's just not true. I think that people want to believe that we're better off because we live in a certain place. But that's just not true. Because it's all in your mindset. You know? Like, you could be free in a prison cell. You could be freer than anybody. So, I'm just saying. Sometimes people have a pretty gross misconception of what things really are and what they really mean. And, you know, the reason for that is obvious, you know. People are very easily brainwashed. And it has everything to do with, you know, competition. We like to see ourselves as better or worse than somebody else. I thought I'd show you guys this part of the freeway again because it's been a long time since you saw that gay ass prism. Okay. That's a triangular prism, right? Is that what that shit is? LGBT inspired triangular prism. They call that shit the Cumberland Science Museum. It's in downtown Nashville, okay? Yeah, I just performed at Twin Kegs at another mic that's taken place. It's been a while since I've been out to Twin Kegs because John Hickok got into an altercation with one of the managers at that bar, and because of this altercation he just took his mic and stopped doing it. And apparently he's got another mic going that I really want to go to, but I have to work. But my friend comedian Kelsey, he's the host of this mic. He's the really pretty black man with the dreadlocks. Okay, he's got the pretty dreads. Yeah, it's kind of cool the way that he's got it set up. So if you show up first, you can get an 8-minute set. So you get twice the amount of time as the other comics if you show up early. That's really cool. That's an interesting way to do that. But it's on the porch, which is awesome. I think that like outdoor comedy is just so much better. It doesn't feel as stifled. Like there's just more freedom to just being outside. Like I remember the last time it was fucking cold. But that's cool though. Anyway, saw Ronnit tonight. That was good. Got her to take some activated charcoal so she can get unwanted metals out of her. I'm pretty sure that you guys know what unwanted metals I'm referring to, but I mean she knows that that's what it is. she told me, she's like, I feel like something's wrong with my body, and like there's something going on with me, and I'm always tired. That's something that I hear from a lot of people that have you know, taken the advice of medical professionals. So at least that's one person that I got to detox from that shit. So hopefully it'll actually help her. But yeah, she's a very holistic person too. She didn't have any desire to take that shit. She just took it so she could go back to Israel. That's how they get people though. It's fucking FOMO. Family. I mean, how many people felt pressure to take something? And it's not just that either. If you think about it, like how many people like will feel pressured by their family members to choose a career that they're not interested in, or marry somebody that they don't want to marry, or not marry somebody that they really do want to marry. You know, it's just, there's so much of that. And it makes sense to me, like, why people would reject, like, traditional conservatism if it doesn't make them happy, and they'd be convinced that that's the problem and choose a life of liberalism. You know? It's like, people just don't understand that maybe their lifestyle just ain't right for everybody. Like, they want to complain about how, like, the liberals are, like, pushing all this shit on everyone. It's like, well, you kind of sort of did the same shit, didn't you? I don't know. It's just something to think about. People don't really understand that, like, yeah, you gotta look at all of it. You can't just look at the stuff that you find problematic and just point the finger at that and be like, oh, that's not fair. It's like, there's lots of shit that's not fair, honey. Stop playing the fucking victim. It's like, everybody's doing that, though. It's so annoying. I had a really great conversation with another comic tonight. Another comic, I'll be honest, I didn't really think much of him at first, but, you know, I'm glad that I talked to him, though. I don't ever let a bias, or I don't ever let, like, a first impression get in the way of me, like, communicating with somebody. You know, because I could be wrong, and I'm humble enough to admit that. Because, you know, I'm not always right. I'm usually right about terrible things, but I'm really happy whenever I'm wrong. Yeah. Whenever people surprise me and they're a lot smarter, or they're a lot more interesting than I expect them to be. It's good. It's good to be surprised. Doesn't happen very often here in America.